Hi, this is David Newton speaking. Today I'm going to share with you an interview that I've conducted with Sam Lee, who runs a business called Connect with Confidence. Now, this was recorded a couple of weeks ago at his office in North Strathfield. And just to give a quick little summary, I've interviewed Sam about his coaching, of how he coaches people about how to network better, to give them the social skills and the networking skills that's required in order to effectively network, as well as he also is an advocate of using seminars to attract and sign up his clients. So I think it's really interesting that his application of using seminars is quite prevalent, and I invite you to look through the entire interview and see what you can glean from it. He's an interesting chap that's going places in the future, and his business is called Connecting with Confidence. Now, you'll find the links in the description box below, but let's get stuck into the interview. This was a great time with Sam Lee live at his office just a few days ago.
Great question, David. So basically, I teach people from all walks of life. So I don't really put down a niche market, but because I teach all sorts of people. Like I've coached teachers, I've teach lawyers, I've teach accountants, I've teach uni students, I've teach all people from all walks of life. So I didn't really filter people out. But if you want to put a niche into it, I would say the younger generation, because they're the ones that really want to improve on their networking skills, their social skills, and their social confidence. So if that makes sense, yeah.
So Sam, what tips would you give a business person going along to a business networking meeting? What would be some top of your head type of tips that you could give to someone?
Great question, David. So first of all, I believe when you go to business networking events for business owners, you need to know how to have a good first impression. What I mean by that is you need to have a good entrance all the way to make an exit. And in between making an entrance and making an exit, you need to have a good greeting, a good introductory greeting, a good handshake. A handshake where it's firm, so it protects your confidence. Also, you dress the way you dress. The way you dress says a lot about yourself. If you look more professional, dress to impress. And yeah, also to make an exit. Don't play around with your phone and things like that. That's very important as well. Second bit is body language. Body language is very important in all walks of life as well. So when you go to networking events, always good to project open gestures instead of closed gestures. The third bit is conversation skills. Are you able to find common interests when you go to networking events? And what I mean by that is, can you go past a superficial small talk and make it a long talk, so you can have a great introductory conversation, and as well as build rapport with people. So people like to speak to people that have an interesting conversation with them. And last but not least, are you having a good sense of humor as well? What I mean by that, everyone likes a good laugh. They don't want to be so serious when you go to networking events, but it's always good to be yourself, have fun, smile more, laugh more. So it makes a good sense. So here's just a couple of tips. I've got more tips than that, but that's
just curious. Once you've made a contact with someone, how do you go about exchanging details? Do you encourage people to exchange phone numbers or LinkedIn? What's the normal way how you would encourage them to go?
So, good question, David. So I believe that whatever you're active in terms of social media wise, it's really up to you. Like if you really want to increase your network, like social media wise, ask them like, are you on Facebook? Are you on LinkedIn? Which are you more active in? So I would say normally for me, I'll do Facebook or LinkedIn.
So would you pull out your phone right then and there and do the contact exchange right then and there at the meeting, or would you say I'll find you later on or something like that? How would you normally approach that?
Well, I really want to increase my network. In order to do that, you need to be active, proactive in getting the contacts.
So right then and there at the meeting?
Yep, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And when it comes to follow-up later on, how do you suggest for people to follow up with that person? What would be the tips that you would normally offer then?
That's cool. So say example, I add them on Facebook. Probably after the event, I would say I will do a follow-up message. hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you today. I hope we can connect further in the near future, so we can get to know each other a bit more. So, and yeah, I guess it's really about following up and following through to get so you get to build trust with them. You get to you can schedule another meeting with them, like a coffee, or if there's any collaborations you can do it, like for business owners. That's where you need to be active in. So what got me started in helping other people to improve on the networking / social skills is before in 2019 I was very shy, I was very introverted, and I lacked that confidence when it came to connecting with people. So it got to the point where I was very depressed because I was being vulnerable to being bullied, and it got to a point where I went to the hospital for depression, and so I said to myself, I'm going to write a book to help people improve on their social skills / networking skills, so they can connect with like-minded people, and as well as for those that bully people, that's not a good thing to do because it affects people's mental health. So what really got me into this is basically first of all I started writing a book, and this also came from a passion. I have a passion in socializing people, and I think that I'm very good at it, and I went to a lot of networking events, and I got a lot of good feedback from from people as well. So they say that I've got good networking skills. So this is what made me go into coaching people with social skills. And this coaching business started in 2020. So now I've been doing it for around two and a half years already now. So that's what really got me into it.
Sam, where do you see yourself with your business in the next 2 to 5 years' time? What are your plans?
Great question, David. So I have future plans of making it international. So I want to be like those, similar to Anthony Robbins. I want to do like online masterclasses, and I want to travel the world to speak, do some keynote speaking, and as well as I want to get more clients, all international clients, so I can basically make my passion dream come true. Because like I said, I've hired hosts for this. A lot of people from all walks of life need this kind of social skills, because this is kind of like life skills as well. Like once you learn it, it's like learning a little language. Once you master it, then you can basically know how to connect with anyone at any time, and that's what my model is all about, knowing how to be able to connect with anyone at any time, so you can be profitable, increase your network. You can also increase your net worth as well.
So will you be running workshops, at least in the short term, apart from here in Sydney? Will you be looking at, say, Brisbane or Melbourne?
Yeah, totally. Like I'm very open. Like if I get clients in Melbourne, or if I get clients in Brisbane or wherever in Australia, I'm happy to fly. That's a dream come true for me, and that's where now I'm starting small from Sydney, trying to get build up my foundation. Once I get my name, my company viral, that's where I would really want to be at.
So Sam, I'm really curious. You do run a lot of seminars.
Yeah.
Can you explain what you do in that area, and how long have you been doing seminars?
So I've been running a lot of seminars, online and live seminars as well. So basically, I do it once per month, like a live one, and I do an online one each month. And I do seminars. What's involved in my seminars is basically a lot of theory, and I put theory into practice, and also a lot of role plays.
Role play is quite interesting because they can actually learn by doing that amongst them. So that sounds really good, because I've seen you've had some interesting testimonials from people from doing it. What's some of the most interesting stories that you've had in the last couple of years doing this?
You get all kinds of feedback from people. Some people like what they see and hear, and I guess a lot of people out there they really want to improve on their social skills, and I've got a lot of good feedback. Like there's some things that they had aha moments when I teach them in terms of theory and things like that. Like, say, example, performing a firm handshake, like doing a good introductory greeting, go past the superficial small talk, finding common interests. I think that's one of the big things in terms of finding common interests, so you can build trust with the person. And like a lot of different topics that a lot of people they don't know about, or they might know about, but they need to refresh their memory, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And what's it like doing this online? What's the difference you find between doing it face to face versus online? What's the key differences that you would say have come up from that?
Good question, David. I think webinar more is a little bit more less intense because you're not meeting them in face to face. It's kind of like online, so people are very laid back. They don't feel as full on that kind of stuff. That is saying that webinar is good because people don't have to travel. They're going to see on the computer or their phone. They can access it, that kind of stuff. Whereas as a live workshop, it's like I meet them face to face. It's a little bit more intensive because I ask them questions. I ask them, what does this mean? How to do role plays. So I think the main difference is between an online webinar and a live workshop is basically the hype, the vibe, and the things like that, the atmosphere as well.
So in a sense, when you said more intense, as in there's a lot more commitment.
Yep, that's it.
In that sense then.
Yep.
And I presume them being a little bit more intense, would that mean there'd be a higher yielding result then with the people that do come along because they made that commitment to come along?
Yeah, totally. Like, I think they get more out of it in live workshops than online webinars because my online webinar is very more introductory, whereas live ones is more like more face-to-face valuable content, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever done like a full weekend workshop at this stage, or are you just doing small half-day workshops?
I'll just kind of do half-day workshops, but sometime in the near future I might do one-day workshops just based on amongst my programs, my teaching programs. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So where do you run your workshops? It's a cute little office you've got here.
Yeah. So it's a good office. So sometimes I run it in this room. Sometimes I run it outside, upstairs.
I'll just do a bit of a sweep around this room here while we got it.
Yeah. It's good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. It's very economical. It's cheaper than hiring a normal office because you get a bang for your buck. And I do it everywhere. Like I do it in this room. I do it upstairs. I do it near the lobby and things like that.
Really good. I noticed they've got lots of a pillow staircase there that they've got.
Oh yeah. That's where you can hold like meetings over there as well. So free beer, free coffee. Sometimes they hold like social barbecue lunch. But this is kind of like a different office. It's like a shared office.
Yeah.
Similar to WeWork. Also, it's kind of like the Australian version of the WeWork in North America. But you got people from all walks of life. Like everyone's doing their own thing, their own business.
Cool.
So you just sit anywhere you want. There's permanent desks. There's casual desks. And I basically did the casual desk because it's I can sit anywhere I want. Yeah.
So how would people follow up with you to get a little bit more advice and connect with you for your upcoming events and so forth?
If they want to know more about me, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. I think I'm most active in Facebook, but I'm very active in all sorts of...
And what's the name of your company?
My name of the company is called Connect with Confidence Academy.
Connect with Confidence Academy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, look, we'll place those details in the links below in the description box, and they can be in touch with you in the near future. So that's really good.
Sounds good.
So there you go. That was a great little time there with Sam Lee today. And like I said before, you'll find some of the links to his business and to his Facebook page and so forth in the links below, in the description box below. So I encourage you to follow up with him directly. And also, we've got plenty of other interviews and other details and on how to grow your business coming up on other videos. So please check out some of the videos that I've got featuring here. And we look forward to seeing you at our next video very soon. This is David speaking.